Looks like there's some people here. Hey, I've never really done a live stream, so I'm just kind of testing it out, and I'm just trying to see how best to use the screen capture with the live stream because I want to start doing some live streaming of my trading. So I thought that might be interesting. So I'm just messing around here trying to test it out. What I do is I have this virtual computer here that I use. You can see here it's just a Contado, I think, is where I got it from, and I have the same set of indicators loaded on it. And what I do is I basically have this set up with the indicators of interest on a higher time frame, and then I use those with the alerts to notify. So I don't have to worry about it. Like it's virtual, so it never closes or shuts down. But the idea here is just as an example for just take a look at EuroCAD, and let's say I have WPR set to the 4 hour, just as an example. And basically what I can do is match EuroCAD on my local computer, and then basically use this as direction. So now, as an example here, you can see on this particular day, there's a signal on this particular 4 hour candle on May 3rd or 4th. And what I can do is parameters. So that would be the start time and time interval. So what I can do is go back over to EuroCAD on my local on a lower time frame and basically add that same rectangle four hours. So it's basically anything after that point, then I can take signals on the current time frame. So if I set WPR smooth to current, what's it called? Current time frame. H4. Alright. So then, anytime after this yellow box, because I know anything after this time is the 4 hour WPR signal. I know the trend direction is bearish. So if I hop back to my signal here, you can see this is the candle. This is the signal right here on my 4 hour WPR that I'm interested in trading that direction on a smaller time frame. So any one of these signals here, 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 and here, and here would be signals to take. Now it looks like these two would be losing, but I'm also using other indicators to help me determine if it's going to be a decent setup or not. And one of those is, this bottom indicator here, and I can just look at direction of the slope itself. As you can see here, it's flattened, but after that it starts going down again. Then that could be a signal to take that trade. This signal here, it's flattened, and then it starts sloping down a little bit. It could be a signal to take that trade. This one is going up and it's bullish, but you can see it starts to fall off, and there's plenty of room to catch pips after the fact. There's 30 pips in the US session. So I'm just looking for ways to get direction. That's what I'm interested in. And I've got these other indicators here that I just started looking at. See if I can incorporate them somehow. But this is mostly based upon the WPR. Now, this other indicator is, all of these are quote unquote non-repaint. And I've got a chance to test this one with the circles here on Friday on the 1 minute, and it does not repaint. So it should be interesting to see if it on a higher time frame. It's mostly for binary options, but I tend to like those because they don't repaint. But it doesn't mean that you can just take every signal. For example, if I know direction it is bearish because I've determined that on a higher time frame, then I don't want to take any bullish signals. I just want to take bearish ones. Oh, you know what? I have to find, so I have a start, I have to find the end of the direction signal, which would be right here where this yellow is. Which is, okay. So let me go up to the higher time frame on this one and draw that. That right here is the end of this signal. Okay, that makes sense. So if I'm on the lower time frame and I'm looking for bearish WPR signals between these two yellow boxes, and the simplest approach I could take is just take any signal within London session, and that would work. You can see that would be a successful trade, successful trade. This one would be a monster successful trade. This one right here, the first one would be a losing trade, but I rarely trade the first candle of the London session. I rarely do. I'm usually not trading until the second hour candle. So it's like 3 a.m. for me. So anything after this candle would be bullish. Excuse me, after this box. Just make that a different color. There we go. So anything between this yellow box and this blue box is the direction is bearish, determined from the higher time frame H4. So I can see this particular indicator, I only got one big trade during that time period. So this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I wonder if there's anything Monday or Tuesday. Let's see. It would be bullish. So Monday and Tuesday would be bullish. So it would be this signal here. Okay. Hop up a time frame. Okay, so it would be, copy this. So anything between this blue box and this yellow box would be, I could take any buy signals. Let's see if there's any. And there are not. So, okay, that works. So let's find another one. All right. So then, this would be the last, so this one right here. So I'm looking at the WPR signals. They're on the 4-hour signal. So what I'm saying is I'm finding the 4-hour WPR signal direction to show me direction, and then hopping down to the lower time frame. And so that means I can take any signal between the yellow box and the blue box in London session. So you can see here is consolidation, so that would have been negative 30 pips, let's say. I probably would have gotten out of those trades and with losses, but this is also why I like using this price line grid indicator, which is it's showing me that that is a significant level 1.5. And this is why I like this indicator, because price always tends to gravitate towards these thick lines because it's significant. 1.5, I don't want to be trading around 1.5. um, so I mean, logically I would have to make some smart decisions. I can't just trade the signals. I have to make a better assessment. So maybe as it comes off, we're now here on this day here, we're 100 pips off of that 1.5 level, and then maybe I can start taking bear signals. That makes sense. So there's two winners. The next day, another winner. The next day, we're in the sell box now, so I would be cautious about taking sell trades into another significant level, 1.48 or even level. It's not smart. You're gonna take a sell into an even number level. It's just not a smart trade. Off of it, yeah. Like here, this probably would have got me. Let's see if I would have taken that 16 pips. It just depends if I would have been happy with 16, 15 pips or not. Obviously, it reversed, but I got a second chance, second crack at it right here, and then it continues down. I don't know. I am liking, though, being able to draw these higher time frame signals. I do like it. So let's see how bad this one would have been. So between this blue box and this yellow box, I can only take buys. Looks like it would have been a losing trade right here. So here would be a loss. This would be between here and here. I can only take sell positions April 20th. And so you've got a much better day of trading. 70 pips. And then it goes bullish. So we got one trade. Yeah, I mean, I do like the fact of using the higher time frame to help determine trend, and it's just using that WPR indicator, Williams percent range eras. Yeah, and I'm curious to see how these do. I just found these the other day. What I'd like to do is put these on like the 1 minute chart and just see how they behave. That's typically what I'll do with any indicator. So what I've noticed about the Williams percent range indicator is that they don't always close on the candle that you see in the chart. So you have to put them in the strategy tester. And so all I do is I just set up a template with those loaded in them, and then you go to strategy tester and you just start a session, and then you apply that template, and that will load those in the chart. And then what you can do, or what I do, is I look to see how they behave, if they kind of flash, or well, basically what'll happen is sometimes is that, and for example, you see how it's closed on this candle, but it's not. It closed on this candle or this candle. So the only way that I know that it's closed on that candle is during the live trading or during a live chart, and the message window pops up with the alert saying, hey, WPR has closed on the candle. That's the only way to confirm that this is actually closed on the candle you see in the history. You have to look at it in the live chart. So if you see here, this one closed on that candle, that's okay. Let's see if I can find when that flashes. I like how this is that new arrow indicator that when it appears, it closes on the candle and it doesn't repaint, at least in the strategy tester. However, a lot of times I know what happens though is you put them in a live chart, and what happens with these indicators is that it looks good, but what will happen is it would have in a live chart, it would have printed here, 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 and so forth until it finally stops, and you would have a bunch of arrows, which is no good. It doesn't help you any. Um, I mean, it's okay if you know the direction. So in this case, on April 22nd, that type of indicator would be okay to look for a sell, and it's printing here, here, here. It wouldn't matter if you took that trade even down low. You just have to have a high stop loss if you knew direction was bearish. That's a good risk reward to take. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that is later today when the market's open. I'm going to put it on a 1 minute chart and see how it behaves. I'm curious. The main ones I use is the WPR, simplicity, of course. The Priceline grid is really good. I like it, especially when I can see those big levels like that. This ABC are these little dots. I don't look at the little dots. I look at, there's larger dots that signal the direction. So here, there's a bullish one. I did throw those on the 1 minute chart on Friday, and they do not repaint. So that's interesting. The only issue is that a lot of the time the signal's late, very late. So it's more like a confirmation signal. But when you use it in conjunction with other indicators, like for example this down here, I'm looking at the slope of that bottom line. It's bullish. We're in the buy zone. It might be a no-brainer. I've got a bullish WPR signal before it. I mean, doesn't mean it can't pull back. It just means that it's looking up. It's looking good. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm just taking today to set up my charts. I wanted to try streaming, see how that works. Let's see what's in this. Hang on, reversal. I want that. Okay, it's that chart. Triple arrow, duty arrow. Oh, I wanted to add that one. Yeah. This is another indicator I wanted to see later on today how it behaves in a 1 minute chart. Again, a lot of times these repaint, even though they're supposed to be not NRP for non-repaint, but a lot of them aren't. They're just copies of something, and the ones that do say non-repaint, what they'll do is, just as an example, if you take this arrow right here, it looks good in the static chart, but in a live chart, what'll happen a lot with a lot of these indicators that say they're non-repaint is they'll print here, here, they'll print up. So you have a bunch of arrows here, 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 here. Well, technically it's not repainting, but it's printing a lot of them, so it's kind of pointless. But again, if you use them in conjunction with another indicator, so as an example here, if I saw this white arrow being printed, here on this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, then I might look for at another indicator like WPR or this one here to say looking for bearish candlesticks after that series of white candles that have been repainting or printing up. That's an approach that can be profitable. Not 100%, nothing is, but it can be. Hmm. Alright, well, I think I figured out the streaming. I'll probably just stop it now. And so the main goal today was to figure that out. So hopefully you have a good one, everyone. Good to see you. Um, the reason why I was testing out the streaming was probably gonna try to do more live trading via streaming, not just recording. It'd be kind of interesting. Anyway, take care.